Cece Stein with the Real Malibu 411. I'm here at the Malibu Lagoon to get this week's update. It's August 29th. Hi, Mark. Hi, Suzanne.
Hi.
This is Mark Abramson from Santa Monica Bay Restoration Foundation and Suzanne Good, who we haven't seen in such a long time, from State Parks and Recreation. All right, give me the tour, guys. I'm ready.
All right.
Okay, Suzanne, I think it's quiet enough for me to be... it is for sure quiet enough. Okay, so please tell me about this pile of garbage in front of us.
This is a pile of stuff that we just pulled out over the last few days from closer to the colony, the channel that was closer to the colony. And you can look and see that we have, like, here's an old part of a retaining wall, some pieces of concrete. Here's like an old fuel tank. It smells like diesel.
Ooh, that's pretty nice.
And then these clay pipes, I don't know, that's like what they make sewer pipes out of. So there could have been old sewer pipes in here. There's some more telephone poles and irrigation pipes, just bricks, everything you can think of.
That diesel,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
yeah, that was
What do you
buried.
think that was from?
I don't know.
Mark, do you have any ideas?
It's some kind of a fuel tank. I mean, we're finding all kinds of bits of metal.
It's rather large, and it smells like. So, do you think it was maybe from what, like a truck or?
Someone's storage tank.
Oh, wow, that's interesting. Okay.
And then these clay pipes were headed straight into the lagoon.
Oh, that's nice. Okay.
Underground, 3 or 4 feet.
Yeah.
Underground 3 or 4 feet. Okay, so tell me what we got going on in front of us here.
Well, we can't really see the finished part yet. We can see it in a little bit, but they've basically finished about 40% of the new lagoon of the channels. That's the finished part over towards the east. And then right here in front of us here is the second half of it that they're working on, the eastern part. And they're making quite a lot of progress. So I think maybe in a couple weeks they'll probably be done.
That's great. Okay. All right, so let's keep walking over here, I guess. Far away.
Yeah, so we finished, basically, the contractors have finished the first part of the lagoon, which is over on the eastern side, maybe almost half of it. And now we're in the western side, and they've removed all the water from it, so they're starting to grade and contour, and you can see where some of our islands are starting to emerge over here. It won't be quite that tall, but that'll be an island for bird nesting.
Oh, wow.
And then the channels will come up right here, so people that are sitting in our interpretive area will be able just to look right straight out onto the water. You couldn't really do that before. And the whole place, we'll see in the distance, we'll get over there to the finished part.
The boot, right?
Yeah, the boot. But this whole place is just going to be so open, and you'll be able to see the ocean from the parking lot, and it's really going to be great.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, what's Mark looking at over here?
I don't know.
Okay, Mark. You're going to give us an update on what you got going on over here?
So here you can see they're starting to form the main channel on this side of the old road.
Right.
Right, where it's separated. You can see the water on the far side.
Right. Oh, yeah.
So it's the main channel. This is the second tributary that's coming off the main channel.
Right.
It'll go quite a ways back that way past the heavy equipment.
Right.
They're starting to form that and starting to slope this back and get a nice gentle grade like we did in the main channel up over there.
Right.
And then we're standing on one of the big island areas right now.
Right.
See these stakes?
Okay, yeah.
Right? So this is going to be the big island area, and you can see where they're starting to make the Y as it goes up towards both directions, back towards the road. And that's where it'll eventually connect to the golf course when we inherit that property.
That's a little ways off, no?
That's a little ways off.
Yeah. Okay.
First things first.
Yeah, let's get the lagoon back to its beauty that it should have had a long, long time ago.
You can see the soils are all nice and sandy. You can see all the cobbles and the rocks in the soils.
Right.
Some of the silt and wetland sediments.
So
Yeah, that's everything that was buried
right
underneath all of that fill and trash.
And you guys were able to successfully combine soils and
yeah, you can
really
see they're still
create...
mixing. You see how light this stuff is.
Yeah.
They're mixing all that stuff in.
Right.
See, to get that more dark, rich soil.
Right. And so how are we doing with the animals? What's happening with the animals?
Well, the birds are still hanging out here, as you can see. There are birds over there by the pump.
Right.
And
yeah.
the birds really kind of like following the machinery.
I know.
Because it
They're
churns
intrigued.
up food for them and everything. So they kind of like that. And we see still a few lizards around the edges, but most of the animals are temporarily in other areas. I'm sure they'll come running back in.
Well, once they start seeing beautiful vegetation coming up, I'm sure they're going to be running back.
Well, we're going to have 70,000 plants that we're installing.
Yes.
So.
That's amazing.
Not to mention seed that they're going to be applying. So there'll be lots and lots of vegetation here when we're done.
Lots and lots of food for the animals.
Yeah.
As well as beauty. So is there anything more over here that we want to...
Yeah, let's go walk around the back corner.
The organic mixed soil, correct?
Right, and they're starting to... They'll mix
Yeah,
this
look at how
in
beautiful
more.
that is. It looks so rich.
And from here you can start to get an idea of the alignment of the channel. See it?
Oh yeah, definitely. And the boot's pretty well formed, isn't it?
Yes.
Yep.
Wow.
They have a little bit to do on the way out when they open the berm, but it's about ready to go. We got rid of all the invasive vegetation that was along the edge here, both along the golf course side of the property and along the colony fences. So that's probably the biggest thing, or biggest visual change, I think.
Yeah, and we'll have to continue to monitor. We still have, some weeds coming up. We've got castor bean seedlings coming up, so we're going to be pulling all those out.
Speaking of castor beans, that's what Steve and I do. We go through the canyon and we eradicate the castor beans.
There's a lot of it up there, yeah.
That's a gnarly job, and Steve took it all on himself a long, long time ago. I think maybe one or two other neighbors have joined him, but lately it's just been Steve and I.
Be careful because it's poisonous.
Yeah, I know. I take a very hot shower.
Yeah. Don't touch your eyes and all that.
Yeah. So there's castor beans here. That's interesting.
Yeah. We had castor bean, we had fennel, we had euphorbia.
Wow.
There were non-native pine trees here.
Wow.
Campus grass, Myoporum.
Yep.
So those guys are gone, and so once you have taken them out, they're not going to come back?
Well, there'll probably be some that'll come back. We have to continuously monitor.
Right.
I mean, that's true with any of the parks.
Right.
You have exotic vegetation coming in from the outside.
This is a piece of old railroad track.
Wow.
When was there a train coming through here?
Well, May
Railroad.
Ringe built her own railroad
oh yeah, long
because there was a law that if she knew the Southern Pacific wanted to bring a railroad through, and she wanted to prevent that, so she built her own railroad. You couldn't have a railroad next to another railroad. There was a law about that.
Interesting.
So she built her own railroad, and maybe that's a part of it.
That could be a part of Malibu history.
Pretty old and it's super heavy. So back here is where the picnic area is going to be.
Right here.
Yep, in this back corner.
Wow.
So we're going to plant some. These are the only big trees we're planting on site, and you can see how it's a little bit elevated here.
Right.
So the trees will not be ruined by the salt water.
Right.
They'll be high enough so the roots hopefully won't get inundated with the salty water coming in from underground.
Right.
So we'll have a few picnic tables back here.
Nice shade.
And people will have shade in a few years.
Nice.
And they'll be able to get that nice view of the lagoon that's in our rendering on our poster.
Yeah, I have to go get a nice shot of that poster
This
too.
is
on
the
my way.
site where that rendering was done from.
And then here, remember, look, see, this is the old storage area.
Oh
Okay?
wow, yeah.
Remember, this was full to the brim all the way down with water.
Right.
And now they've cut it in half. This is starting to become a tributary that comes up. I think it comes up almost to here where we're standing. And this is a tributary that comes off the channel this way towards us.
And how's it going with the water testing? I see some tanks are gone.
No, they're still there.
They are? Are they hidden? Oh, okay.
They're just at a weird angle. Water testing's all been good.
Yeah, I know. I just posted them today. That's awesome. So everything's consistent,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah,
All the
everything's
testing's
good.
been straight up, right? Very consistent, at least on our effluent. The
Right.
influent fluctuates a good bit, but
Well,
what's coming out
that's
the
to be
treatment plant is clean.
That's to be
Sure.
expected, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. That makes sense.
So wait, I want to see if I can see that pipe down here.
Okay. Yes, you're walking in what used to be water.
Right, the temporary basin went all the way.
Face this way, Mark.
Yeah, Mark, I need to hear you.
Temporary basin went all the way from here all the way down,
Right.
right? And now it's starting to grade, part of the main channel and starting to come up on the floodplain in this area.
Right.
When you come down here,
Okay, easier said than done. Can you hold on a minute? Okay. All right, I'm down at your level now. Okay, so we're walking in what used to be the storage basin, which is what has already been pumped out. Right, Mark?
yeah, and I'm trying to find our pipe, where we pulled that pipe from.
You mean where you were dewatering this area?
Yeah, that's that clay pipe,
Remember that big clay
Oh, yeah,
pipe?
yeah, yeah.
like the sewage pipe.
Right. You mean the one that was in the trash?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, there's still a part of it left behind,
Oh, interesting.
and we want to make sure there's nothing coming out of it.
Right.
I think it's on the other side of this dirt.
Is it on the other side of this
I
pile?
think it is, yeah.
We are in the thick of it right here. Another piece of trash.
See, yeah, this is just amazing how much there is.
Oh, but Mother Nature would have taken care of that, wouldn't she? Maybe in the form of an earthquake.
Maybe over eons and eons, but plastic lasts a long time.
Yep. Oh, there's a few more pieces. It's amazing how deep you dig and how deep the trash goes.
So far, until we get down to those wetland soils, we're finding it.
Oh yeah, there are the tanks. Look at this big piece of wood right here.
And you look all through this stuff.
Well, look, there's, yeah, what's that? What are you stepping on?
Another pipe.
Another pipe you haven't gotten to
Yeah.
yet?
Pile.
Yeah, what is this? Asphalt? More asphalt? Look at that.
Yeah.
God, it's amazing. Concrete?
Concrete.
Put that on top of it.
Somebody's patio.
Oh yeah, we found somebody's retaining wall.
Oh my God. That's just insane. How much junk. And look at this. What's all this?
Just a bunch of wires and more pipe. Pipes, probably mostly pipes.
Holy crap.
Where's that stupid pipe?
You guys have already located it once, correct?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
but
dug it. You saw
they've
it.
been working here.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the big pieces over there.
Yeah. But I thought they were going to kind of leave it so we could monitor it.
Bet it's right in here.
bet it's right here somewhere. We should have marked, didn't we look like... Was it coming opposite that house?
Yeah. It's right by that. It's right by that little pipe right there.
There's water dripping out of that. maybe it was a little further in west.
Jesus. What's that?
Bricks. Find lots of those.
Yeah, I can imagine. So you're not going to be able to find that
It may be
pipe?
on the other side of the dirt.
At least not right now.
I think it was opposite the palm trees. We held a lot more debris and trash than I even thought that there would be. I thought, yeah, there would be some dirt, you know, maybe a few items, but, you know, there's been just a lot more concrete and building materials. So apparently a lot of people came in over the years and just dumped whatever.
Yeah.
It probably was like a town dump.
So this is the new dewatering setup, right? So we're using this as our storage basin now. This is the finished area. Main channel, main tributary to the left. And then we've replumbed it, put a sump pump in where that wood is, and the pipe going like this.
Right.
And it sucks it in from there, through the pipe,
Through that
back
big
to the
pipe right
treatment
there.
plant.
Back to the treatment plant right there.
Yep. And then the discharge or the recirculation, if they're back flushing it or it's not working right, is right there. See the little stub popped up? Or it goes out to the ocean.
Right?
And I'm not sure right now how this water level compares to the main lagoon. You think it's higher?
We're probably pretty close.
Yeah, it'll probably be, this is what it will look like in the summertime when the lagoon is closed and the water is high. And then in the wintertime when the lagoon is open, then we'll have our mud flats and wetland plants down here in our low flow channel. And then of course we'll just go up and down with the tides as the old channels did.
Yeah, I'd say the water level's close to 50 almost.
Yeah, so that's,
So is this a little lower or a little higher than what it is? What it's
When it's completely full, it'll be about a foot higher.
Okay, got it.
and that's of course 8 to 9 feet above sea level,
Right.
not 8 to 9 feet deep.
Right. We did have that
Yes,
chat
we-
before, didn't we?
Yeah, right.
So, especially since I haven't had you here in so long, Suzanne. So no Willie.
No, I think Willie found another home. As a matter of fact, his cousin Wilhelmina was photographed in Malibu Creek State Park a couple weeks ago by our archaeologist.
Ah, nice.
So we have got weasels all over the place, really.
Okay. And
So I was just thinking about Willie today.
oh,
So I think he probably found another spot, he or she.
he'll be back.
Oh, absolutely. If
He'll be
there's
back.
food, he'll be back. But
Well,
however,
we did see those big tracks that were from something.
oh yeah, that's
So
right.
big animal tracks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, was it like a dog?
Could have been, it was definitely not a dog or a coyote, it was raccoonish, maybe
Yeah.
weaselish.
Yeah,
They were
weaselish
big
maybe.
for a raccoon.
Yeah. Well, weasels are going to be smaller prints than a raccoon, but
Well, it depends on how small the raccoon is or how big the raccoon
right.
is. Have you
How
seen
big
the
the
raccoons
weasel.
in the canyon? Those are monsters.
they're big ones.
But
Definitely.
these were pretty decent size.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well,
What
one
about our
thing-
snowy plover area? Any updates on
The
that?
snowy plover area is still the snowy plover area.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody took part of our fence down.
Oh, gee, I wonder who that
so,
was.
you know, I don't know, but that's supposed to be up there. The snowy plovers are going to start returning and actually have. A few of them have returned now to start their wintering period. So we're going to have to put some fencing back up so that we can give them some space. I did want to say about birds and about Willie. In the summertime now, we're going to have islands that'll be complete islands, unlike what we had in the past, because those bridges connected the islands.
Right.
And that's what allowed predators like weasels or like dogs and cats to come in and could predate upon the bird nests. So now the birds will have a few islands that'll be completely surrounded by water. Not that animals won't swim, but they'll be a lot safer than they were before for nesting.
That's awesome. I can't wait until this is all done. It's going to be
it'll be
so
great.
beautiful. Mark, what's going on over there? Do you have anything to add about these beautiful new channels that we're starting to get
No, it's just,
underway?
I'm just excited to see it as it progresses and it starts to take more shape of what was envisioned.
Yeah,
It
we've
gets a
been
little more exciting.
Well, this is a long process for you guys, and to finally be able to realize it and be standing in it, that's like
Yeah.
a big deal.
we've been poring over maps and plans of this for years now.
I know.
And
That's
talking on the phone
Studies.
and doing studies and doing changes and alterations.
going to happen next week.
So they're going to be finishing these channels, starting to work on our swale. That takes the drainage off the colony area and will allow it to soak in and filter down. What else will they be working on? And they're starting to work on the interpretive features, the paths along the back.
Wow.
They're going to start working on, and I think they're going to start doing footings and stuff.
When's vegetation going in?
Probably not till early October.
Okay, so we got a month yet.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to want to get most of this done and dialed in. They need to put irrigation in.
Is there going to be a list of vegetation that's going in? Is
there's-
that already in the final EIR and all that other stuff? Or do
Yeah,
we need to do it? I would like to do a separate list maybe.
There's a separate planting plan
Okay.
that has different zones listed and all the different plants that we're putting in. We're doing a couple of changes to plants that we couldn't find
Okay.
or that they couldn't grow enough of, so we're still even tweaking that a little bit. But overall, it's 99.9% the same, with a couple of adding a different plant here and using fewer of the plants that we couldn't grow as many of. But yeah, so that's all available, planting plan and stuff. Then they're going to be seeding, and we're starting to already see natural recruitment, right? So in areas that have kind of reached their elevation already, we're starting to see the reeds come back in and the plants, and so
Wow.
there's still seeds in the soils as we got down to those wetland soils that are starting to come up. So we might get some help from
Mother Nature.
Mother Nature.
That's
which would be
nice.
great.
That's great.
She's probably better at it than we are anyway.
I don't know. You guys are pretty good at this.
Well, we're looking to her for our cues, and we're trying to get as much help from her as possible.
Well, you guys are doing an awesome job. It's pretty amazing to see what's been accomplished so far here.
And the